Hello guys, welcome to Charities Bubble USA, your number one channel. I am here. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing fantastic. I'm going to work, guys. I'm going to work, and it says my door is open, so I have to stop and close my car door. My car tells me if I haven't done the right thing, if I haven't closed my door, if I haven't buckled up, it won't start. It's I really like this car of mine because it has so many reminders. Actually, it even has when I drive and I go to get out of my car, it reminds me to look at the back, because right now it's summer. And normally what happens in summer is that people forget their kids in their car or their dogs. You know, here dogs are like kids. So it reminds me to look at the rear or at the back. That way I don't leave anything. So I like this car of mine a lot, guys. So this is Charities Bubble USA. And today, let me turn the camera. You know, I've been doing an experiment, guys. And I've been looking at the videos that I do in my studio and the videos that I do when I am driving. And I've seen that the videos that I do when I am driving, you guys like to watch them. You know, sometimes you kind of review yourself and you're like, what's going on, you know? So I think maybe moving forward, I'm just going to be doing videos when I am going somewhere or whatever. Because most of the ones that I do when I am in the house, when I'm in the studio, some of them they don't do very well, because I always look at my work and I'm like, oh, this one did do very well. So I kind of need to be doing videos that I'm showing you around and whatever. So right now I'm going to work. It's summertime, guys, and I am preparing to go to Kenya. It's been 10 years, guys, and 10 years is not a short time. It is not a short time. In 10 years, I have grown. The way I came in 2014, it's not the way I am right now. You know, I have grown. I have other children, because we only came with 2 kids. We have 4. Our family has grown, and God has blessed us in so many ways. So it's gonna be a very busy week for us, because we still have to work. Actually, my last day to work will be it's gonna be on a Sunday, and it's gonna be like shortly then we come. So it's gonna be, oh gosh, it's just so much that I need to do, so much that we need to prepare. But I thank God that me and my husband work together, like in everything. We work together, and we are able to overcome our challenges like very, very, very easily, because we don't wait, or we are not like this one is for this specific person to do, or this one is for the specific person to do. What we do is that we just do our stuff as a whole, because we have a lot of packing to do. We have a lot of preparations to do. We have to prepare the kids, you know. There is so much to be done, but I thank God that this time has come in, because staying for 10 years without seeing your people is a hard thing. It's a challenging thing, guys. And that's one of the things that I find hard living here in America. Like when I was in Kenya, I was used to seeing my mom most of the time. If I wanted to see my brothers or my sister, I would see them. If I wanted to go and see my brother-in-laws or whatever, I would just see them, because I would just schedule a day and then I would go. The other thing is that we ran our own businesses, so it was very easy to take some time and go and do what we needed to do. So it was kind of flexible. But you find that here, especially if you work in the hospital, and this is for you who wants to pursue nursing, or you want to become a doctor, or you want to become anything, you know. a teletech, you want to become anything, you want to become maybe someone who does ultrasounds or whatever, you find that if you work in the hospital here in America, it's very, very, very different, you know. Like working in a nursing home is different than working in the hospital. Because in a nursing, look at those boys. You see where I have parked? I am very far away from them. It's summer. You'll find kids walking in the streets. Now these ones who are playing. And they're just, you know, they're going sliding everywhere. Oh goodness. Yeah. I think they came from that school over there to go and play something. So you find that here when you get a job, especially when you get a job in the hospital, you have to be committed like 100%. Because, and that's something that I've come to realize, that you can't just miss work because you want to. No, you just cannot, because your goal is always your paycheck. Like, that is your goal every time. Because if you miss work for 1 day or 2 days, your paycheck automatically changes. Because here we are paid by hours. We are not paid by every month. You know, I know most people, especially where I have lived in Kenya, they're salaried. Like you get your money at the end of the month. But here it's very different. You'll be paid every 2 weeks, every 1 week. You know, if you want to be paid every day, there are some people who pay people every day, which is kind of ridiculous. Because if you're paid every day and every day you're having money, when are you ever gonna budget? So it all depends on what you want. But like right now, I can't just miss work if I want to, because they have something called the point system, whereby the point system is that they have a certain points that when you reach those points, they're gonna fire you, you know. So for example, if I miss today, I say that I call them, I tell them I'm not going in. It's called calling in from work. You get 2 points, regardless of whether you had a sick person, regardless of whether you had an accident. You are gonna get 2 points. If you decide to sleep and you don't call them and tell them that you're not coming in, it's called a no call, no show. You didn't call and you didn't show up. You are going to get 4 points. And if you do, I think you get a 4 points that they warn you or something. It's complex, guys. So you can't just miss work, because you only have 20 points every year, and the 4 points, the 20 points, they add up. So you're always looking at the point, how many points do you have, and the best way to avoid those points is to not to miss work. You just go to work and you pray hard to God that you will not have anything going on that will stop you from going to work. I want to change the lane. There, I'm going to exit there. So that's one thing. So I think, and I went ahead of myself. Today I'm talking about the challenges that you face as when you're working, the work challenges in America, because you know they're there. The other thing about like when you're hired here, especially when you're an immigrant, you have to be accustomed to, I'm trying to look for the right word to put it on. You have to be accustomed to sometimes not being, you do your best everything, and you do your job very well, but always, every time that you're going to work, you always have to have in mind that you work maybe 10 times more than the people who are born here. You know, like you go out of your way, you do stuff, and sometimes you will do a lot of stuff and you will never get, it's hard sometimes to get recognized, because there's a lot of, I don't even know if sometimes it's favoritism or whatever, but you find that sometimes you will not, I'm trying to look for the right word, guys. Sometimes you will not equal the people, because you find that there are some people, they don't do nothing, they just go to work, they do the minimum, bare minimum, you know, and then you if you just make a small mistake, they are the ones who are going to be the first ones to go and report you. But what I do, and one of the ways that I've been able to survive, is that I really don't care what other people say about me. Like, I think at my age right now, I really do not give a damn, and I do my work to my best. And I know that I don't, when I go to work and maybe I'm working with a patient or I'm doing something, I know that there is another higher power that is watching, not even my employer, but I know that I am answerable to God, whatever I'm doing, because what goes around comes around. And I try to do all my best, because I always picture myself, what if I was the one on that bed, and how would I want to be served? That's all that I think about when I'm working with a patient or whatever. And I do it to my best, guys. I do it to my best. And another thing, when you're an immigrant, is that you're going to find out that maybe you are working with someone, not even healthcare or whatever, and they like what you're doing. They're like, oh, you do it differently, or this, you're doing this, and other people don't even attempt to do it, and it's supposed to be done. But you find that that person is not going to go out of the way and say that this person went an extra mile and did this and this and this for me, while other people do not do it. You will face that a lot when you are an immigrant. But look at why you're doing that work, the kind of work that you're doing, and at the same time, look at your goal. When I go to work, even if I'm having a hard day, I think of my children and I think of my family, because my family comes first. In whatever that I am doing, my family comes first. And when you come to America, that is what you should have. Your family are the closest to you. They should always come first. So even if I'm having a hard day, like yesterday, I was having a very hard day, because I was just having a very hard day. Yes, the work was hard. It's not that anything that was bad, but the work that I was doing was hard. Sometimes you have very serious cases that you just feel like the work is hard. If you go for 12 hours, you haven't gone to the bathroom. You go for 12 hours, you didn't even stop to go and drink your coffee, because I always carry my coffee. Or sometimes you find that in those 12 hours, you didn't even you didn't even go to the break room. You didn't even stretch, because you were so busy and the hours just went and went and went and went and went. When I'm having those very, 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 very hard moments when I am at work, I always think of my children and my husband. I'm like, I am going to work for everyone, not just for myself, but I'm doing it for my family. And that gives me a lot of, courage and a lot of morale to go and finish my day. Because sometimes you'll feel like that, because you don't have, you're not going to have so many friends, especially when you are at work, because you don't know who you are talking to. You don't know, and that's one thing that you should know, especially when you come here to America. Like, you don't just talk, you don't just go running your mouth everywhere, because you do not know whether who you're talking to. Because this minute you're going to talk about this, and then the next minute it's going to turn around and come back to you, and you meant well, but someone else will decide to change your story. The other thing that's very, very important, especially when you're working here, is if you make a mistake, because you're human and mistakes are going to happen, it's very, very important to go and tell it yourself. Go report yourself or whatever. Some people are like, oh, I'm not going to say it. Because if you do it and then you don't say it and you wait for someone to come and ask you why you did this, then it's going to be a problem. So you'd rather tell them firsthand, this is what happened, and it happened because of this and this. It's called accountability. You have to be very, very, very accountable with whatever that you're doing, Like, if something bad happens, because things happen, maybe you forgot to do something. Maybe you forgot to, oh, there was an accident there. Someone left their piece of their car over there. You have to be accountable that, yes, stand up for what happened, whether it's wrong or bad. Because that shows that you are honest. It shows a lot of professionalism, especially when you're doing work, You have to be very, very, very accountable. Another thing is that if you find out that something is going on, that something is not good, or maybe one of your clients is having a complaint. When you work in healthcare, when you're a nurse, when you're a teacher, when you most professional jobs here in America, you are a mandated reporter. Like, you have to tell, you know, you are required, you are obligated, you took an oath that you are not going to hide. For example, let's assume that you find out, like, I'm going to give a very simple example. Like, you find out that someone has been beating up their kids. They beat them up, they mistreat them. So, like, for example, me, I am a nurse, right? And I find out that my neighbor has been mistreating their kids, or they are not treating them the way they are supposed to be treated. I am mandated. As myself, I am mandated to report. You can't just be quiet and say so and so beats up their kids and that's it, end of story. No, you can't do that. You have to be able to tell, because that's the system here, and it's a little bit, and that's why I like to teach you the little American things that you have to know. Like, you know, you can't see like a person is being mistreated, or a person is not getting the right whatever they are supposed to get, and then you just be quiet. You can be quiet because you can be asked, you knew it, why didn't you take a step and come forward and talk about it? You know what I mean? So that's another thing, you know, when you are working here, because you're gonna come here, you're gonna interact with a lot of people, but you always have to know your stand. The other thing, and I'm gonna relate this to a case that I saw. It was a while ago. It was a few years ago that there was a mistake whereby in a certain hospital there were two patients, and a patient underwent head surgery, and they were the wrong patient. They were not supposed to be the right patient. Or maybe I saw another one whereby this person was pretending to be a doctor, and when they were pretending to be a doctor, they were treating people, but they did not have the correct license. You know, you have to go through training, and you have to go through do a lot of exams for you to be able to take care of human beings. Because human beings are not animals, human beings are human beings, and you have to do it the right way. So if you're not qualified, you should not be doing it. You have no business doing it. So you find that here, if you get your license, maybe you are a CNA, because even a CNA you get a license, or maybe you are an LPN, or maybe you are an RN, or maybe you are whatever you are. If there are some guidelines that guide you in what that you are required to do, and you cannot practice beyond what you are required to do. You cannot, because if you practice and you know that you're not supposed to do it, or you're not staying in your lane and doing what your license stands for, then you find that you will be so much in trouble. You'll be so much in trouble. So you always have to think about what am I doing? You know, is it stipulated? Ooh, that's a bride there. Those people got married. Let me make it a little bit big. Oh, those ones, they got married. I like downtown. They got married and they're taking pictures. So I'm in downtown right now. I'm almost to my work. I tell you guys I work in downtown, so I'm almost to my job. So what am I saying? I was saying you have to stay in your lane. You cannot practice what you haven't studied for. You cannot. So those are some of the things that you need to know, especially those people who won the DB lottery, and you're planning to come and live here and work here. You have to be Americanized. So those are just tips, you know, like how do I go about? And then when you're very new, I had this girl, and it was kind of funny that I used to work with, and she was very new and everything. She found me at a job, and I trained her. I trained people very well. Like, it's a gift for me. That was my previous job. And if you know you're good in something, you're good in something, and nobody can take it away from you, So, so this girl, she was bright, she was smart and everything, but the thing is that she was so much focused on what other people were saying, like she would be very, very, very frustrated. If she made a small mistake, they will make a mountain out of it. Oh, it's like they don't even make mistakes. They will make a whole mountain out of it. But sometimes I look at, sometimes I think even the people who are in management, some of them they know that there's a lot of politics at work, and they tend to kind of slow it down, because you can't fire people every day because someone went and said something doesn't even have basis. But that girl used to be so bothered. Oh, they're saying this. This is what they're saying. I was like, you really need to stop worrying about what people are saying about you. What you should do is do your work. If you come to work, do your job. Do what you're required to do. But sometimes I go to work and I get my assignment and I feel like I just want to do my assignment and go home. I do not want to. I just want to be by myself. But naturally, me, I'm an introvert. I don't like. Yes, I open up to some people, especially I do, but it's sometimes I just feel like I feel my space is there's a space that sometimes I am in, and I just want to go to work, do work, and go home. You know what I mean? So there's sometimes that you feel like that. There are other people who, like, when they go to work, they thrive on interacting and doing whatever. It's, everybody has their own personality. But if you keep in your mind, and every time you're like, oh, so and so is saying this, or so and so is saying this, or so and so is saying this, you are never going to survive. You're gonna hop from one job to another. By the time you are maybe 5 years down the line, you have worked for like 10, 20 facilities. Because it's all the same, especially in healthcare, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's not that, sometimes you're like, I'm gonna live here, I'm gonna go somewhere else and it's gonna be different. No. When you come here, it's very, very important for you to stick to one job. Stick to one, Because wherever that you go, you'll be like, oh, they're offering me maybe $1 more, and maybe it's gonna be different. No. When you come here, just know that wherever you go, especially the healthcare work, is the same everywhere. The same politics. People have it's like those people are doing. They have the same behaviors, and you're not gonna find it different. It's just the same, guys. So what I come here, when you come here, go to work, do your work the way you are required to, do your best, and then go home. That's what I can say, because that's what I do. I go to work, I do my work, and I go home. That's the best way, guys, to survive. It is the best way to survive, but it's good, guys. It's a different environment, and we learn a lot. I'm in the parking garage right now. That's why it's a little bit dark, and I have changed my camera. And you will survive. So today I was talking about work, like how to survive in the work environment in America, because you have to know how to survive, guys. There's some people who come in and they really hate it and they want to go back home. You don't want to go back home. There's some people who are more different, like my husband. He was like, I'm never going to be hired by anyone, and he took the bull by its horns. He started doing his business, and he is good. Not everybody is the same. So know yourself very, very well. Know how to adapt, because you have to do a lot of adaptation. And then go to work, do your work, go home. That's how it is. Go to work, do your work, go home. Do your best. You have to give it all. You always have to give it all. Work 10 times more than your fellow workers. Go an extra mile. Even if they don't see it, God sees us, and God blesses us abundantly. He does bless us abundantly, guys. So I can only wish you all the best. I'm going to park my car now. I am almost here. Today I was almost late. I have 20 minutes, so I have 10 minutes to walk to the lift, and I like to clock in 7 minutes before 7, so I'll be there on time. Trying to go and park my car over there. Not to hit other people's cars. That would be bad. Hit someone's car, that would be really bad, but I didn't. I like to be careful. One time I came with Francis' car. Oh my gosh. I hit the curb. And I was so worried. Because his truck is a little bit bigger. And that cost me. You know, costs $500 to pay the insurance so that they can fix the car, and then you get the and it's just a little scratch that the car got, and the $8,000 bill. I'm like, what the heck? That's what the insurance is gonna pay for you, but that's just a by the way. So guys, I wish you all the best. I'm going to work. I'll see you in another video, and I'm gonna post this one. I don't know. I'm gonna try and fix a thumbnail, but I have to post this one. No, I'll post it tomorrow because I look at the time that you guys are awake. But I'll see you in another video, and I hope to see you in Kenya. I'm not gonna tell you the specific date that I am coming. It's gonna be a surprise, but I'm almost coming, guys. I'm almost coming home, and we are so much excited in coming to Kenya. So thank you guys, and God bless you.